Yo, can you guys hear me? We are finally back, boys. It's been a minute since I've live streamed last time. Been doing some traveling and trading. Back to our normal setup, normal routine. But even traveling, still making payouts. Still trading my personal account. And doing what I typically do, which is make money in the markets. See if this bot still works. It's been a minute, but I think we should be good. Let's see. Let me get everyone on Discord to join. We're taking a look at the markets today. I am locked out of my accounts. I am done trading on these accounts. We are very deep in discount right now, so I'm more careful of shorting. I think my mic sounds fine. Yeah, it should sound good. Well, let me try. What happens if I see if it sounds like worse or better? Let's see. Oh my goodness, that mic sounds trash. All right. Well, let's see if we get a few people on today. Again, if you guys have any questions about trading, feel free to ask away. I'll go over these setups today. I'll record a separate YouTube video probably later. I've been slacking on the trade recaps, ain't gonna lie. They're just honestly a lot more boring for me to record than like the car talk videos. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you guys, I trade the same thing every day. And my system is repeatable. I do the exact same thing every single day. So it's like trade recaps are pretty repetitive if you watched many of them. But regardless, you know, we'll keep going. Took a few payouts while away. If you guys haven't seen, join the free Discord server. I posted my payouts in there from Lucid. It was 9K payouts after profit split, so about 18K there. Just from Lucid. And it was in a span of just 2 weeks. And then today, traded my Tradify and TPT accounts. As you can see, made 16 bands. Very straightforward setup today. Super mechanical. Trailing liquidity into a PY. This is my highest quality setup that I talk about all the time. If you're not taking these setups, I don't know what you're doing. I'll be completely honest. If you're not taking setups like these, I don't know what you're doing. This is lead A+. Liquidity taken, tap into PY, entry model, solid momentum inversing, and A+, drawing liquidity, data wick. That's it. This is the other setup. In this setup, I actually called out to the Discord. So you guys, if you're in the Discord server, in the private chat, which is the course members, you should have taken this setup. Everyone and their mom should have taken this setup here. Even if you got 3.5R with a less conservative or less aggressive stop loss, you still should have taken this setup. This is clear as day. Almost exact same, basically the same thing. Liquidity into a PY, pro trend, entry model, boom, take the trade. I mean, we're clearly bullish. There's no gimmicks here. There's no reason. There's no need for me to second guess or guess at all here. We have clear pro trend trade. There's also a lot of other setups here you could have taken as well. A setup here, setup here. I mean, there are multiple setups. Another setup here. think one course member took this setup here long. But there's many other setups you could have taken. Okay. What happened here was he tapped into this gap. We had this gap here, as you can see. So we fully filled this gap to the tick, as you can see. Like, I'm telling you guys, bro, what I teach y'all, it's really precise. Look at this. Here is the gap. We can get there. Show tomate. Bro, what? Hold on. There we go. It should have hit to the gap. Let's see. Ooh, we missed. Never mind. Yeah, we missed the full gap. It was a 30-minute though. If you go on 30-minute, you'll see one candle right here. That's why I always switch time frames. We won't always fully fill the 1 minute, but if you go on the 30-minute, I saw this clear 1 30-minute supply. That's why I told everyone in the chat, I'm bullish to take out this high on the left, unless we fail. If we fail, then I'm bearish. So that's why we flip bearish here. We obviously failed here to go higher off this sweep. Break structure, now we're bearish. And if you want to wait more for more confirmation, that's okay. Let me refresh it so the chat can show up. Let me see, is it this one? It should be this. There we go. Boom. If you want to wait for more confirmation of direction, very straightforward, very easy. We had way more confirmation here that we're going bearish. I mean, if this doesn't look like bearish price action to you, don't know what to say. We're going lower. So after we put in this data wick, we took out the high of the data wick, and now you're targeting the low. We had trend liquidity right above, so I was waiting for this trend liquidity to get taken, and then you could take your trade. You could have also taken the setup before trend liquidity gets taken. It would just be more like an A setup for the most part. Maybe you can consider A+, but less, more risky. Better word. There was only one setup. There's only one setup here, which is the OB. There's no inversion. So it's just an OB only entry model. If you want to take that, there was no PY that got hit. It was just taking out trend liquidity. So lower probability trade. If you guys have any questions about today's setups I took, let me know. Again, this one I called out to the group last night. Check out JTrade's execution channel if you're in a Discord server, in the Hunter Risk course. And this setup here is the setup you should always be taking yourself. Everyone that's taking the course or mentorship knows this is bread and butter. I mean, we have data wick high taken, go for a data wick low, pro trend. This is better than taking a bullish trade off the data wick sweep of the low, because this would be counter trend or bearish. Although it did play out. You see, we did have a long here, though I don't think we had a setup. No, we didn't really have a setup. We took out, I don't see any inversions here, really. We took out inducement here. Or you can consider this a stop hunter low key. It is basically in premium, so yeah, more so a inducement trade. But as long as you understand like why price reversed there, it makes sense. Took this out, this internal high. Let me check my indicator real quick. Let me choose max IPGs. Set it to 10. Quick. Okay, if you want to access the indicator, it is on my website. I have the link also to the Discord server in the chat. If you guys want to check that out. Got a lot more new people coming this time than last time I streamed. We'll be on for maybe like 2 hours today, answering any questions y'all have. This was trending liquidity. Took it out. We had a crazy wick. Don't know what caused this. The market sometimes just does some random wicking, like huge wicks recently, past few months. Can't really do anything about it. You can ignore these. I'm doing this for one of the course videos I'm making. So let me just put all this together. Let me see, where is it? An hour. Ah, there we go. In terms of other setups, like I said, there's a continuation here. Stop hunter, going shorts. We barely missed a PY mitigation there. Sometimes we do react off fair value gaps, but I just don't personally trade them. There's a fair value gap there. PY here, for OB here. We have a stop hunter of this little tiny internal high. I don't like these, to be honest. Very small little highs, but they do work sometimes. We have that stop hunter. Made a break structure to the upside. Obviously continue lower. Going with the trend. Wrote the slow retracement. No stop hunter here. I wouldn't have taken, there is this internal small one, but I wouldn't have taken this. I'm not gonna lie. No, so I would have missed this trade here unless you take a, oh, did not see this. There's unlimited PY here. So yeah, you could have taken this here, now knowing there's an unlimited PY there with the stop hunter here. Kind of combining the two like this. So this could have been your setup here. Right there. Why stop trading gold? Clash Royale asked. A lot more wiki in terms of internal sweeps manipulation. My stats are just better on NQ. I can trade gold profitably, but the way I trade gold will be slightly different. It would be more with limit orders, less with entry models on gold. Surprisingly, right? You'd be surprised. Just because in a POI, Prez can do like one fake reaction, two fake reactions, and yeah, go. Limit orders work better on gold. I would say NQ is definitely more clean. ES and NQ are more clean than gold for sure. But yeah, there's a setup here. If you want to take that PY here, that's 5R right there. Let's see, any other setups? There's a stop hunter loss here. We missed a 5-minute barely. We hit a POC, probably 15-minute, yep. So you hit the 15-minute right here. And you can see on the higher time frame and lower time frame, you'll see it's a fair value gap. You can trade Forex just fine. Euro USD moves nice. Moves pretty similar to like NQ, more so ES actually. What are time frames you use, or do you look at? These right here on the top left of my screen. These are the ones I use. By the way, I'm running a quick sale for 100 off. If you guys on the stream want to join, you use code SAVENOW. You have to put in the code yourself manually, but it shouldn't be too bad. We got some new member payouts coming in, so that's good to see. Post a little screenshot, the student testimonials. Chat. There we go. Again, if you're not in the free Discord server, better join up. No reason not to be in there. He said Floyd right here, he's, again, not even a mentorship student, straight up just a course member from the course. Got his first ever payouts from learning my strategy, combining it with his. As you can see, made 14 RR in a single week, which is big. Already got 2 max payouts. He was gonna request a 10K payout. He even told me before Alpha Futures did some BS. Y'all know what happened with Alpha Futures. Don't trade with them. But yeah, quick little testimonial recently. And then we had another mentorship student get a payout as well. Again, I don't force anyone to write testimonials or reviews. I have students that have gotten payouts, but if you don't want to write a review, you don't have to. I don't force anyone to write reviews. If you want to leave a review also on the WAP, feel free to. Check out the website. I have the testimonials posted on my site as well, so y'all can check it out there. I hate how the pinned stuff on YouTube now is on the bottom. Low-key annoying. Let me delete this, but this is just an example of a trade you could have taken. Stop runner combined with a PY. I personally would have just probably missed this trade. I probably would have waited for this mitigation. I know sometimes we just react off a fair value gap, but I should like to wait for the mitigation. So I think the only trade I would have taken would just be the one I took here and the stop hunter here. But I was already done for a day on my counts. What's up, Rigo? He said, I buy your indicator. I love it. Awesome. But how can I get the PY to disappear once it hits? Go in settings. It should be on default, Rigo. But if you go to settings and go to, where is it? Show only active zones right here. If you check this, the PYs will disappear once they get tapped. Sometimes the 5-minute glitches, but aside from that, the 1 minutes work fine. So you see how the 5-minute there is showing up? If you show only active zones, it disappears. You see that? Now this other box here is a inversion. So that's the IFG indicator, which again, you can turn off stuff one by one in here if you want. So if we go up here, you can turn off IFGs. Indicator literally works perfectly. There we go, IFGs are gone. A lot of filters you can use as well, but I recommend everyone use the default settings. That's what I use personally, so. Yeah. Daily bias is also useful as well if you're trading. I have a 5-minute and 15-minute and 1 hour together. If you mean PY wise, I would recommend to get rid of the 1 hour. It's usually really big. I have a course video coming up for people in the course only. I'm making on the 1 hour zones and why I don't prioritize them as much anymore and how you can use them differently. So, Rigo, what strategy do you trade? He said, I think in Discord or IG DMs, you told me you trade like a different kind of strat. But you're using my indicator with it. Best indicator in the game has all my info I need. W. Yo, that deserves a pin right there. If you like it, I appreciate it if you could leave a review on the WAP. That'll be helpful. Been trying to get more reviews on my WAP. We currently have 22 reviews, average 4.9 stars. I think I've only had one single 4-star review on the WAP. Every other review has been 5 stars. So I want to keep that stars up. You know what I mean? But yeah, I would recommend just 5-minute, 15-minute is fine. I personally just keep the 5-minute though and 1-minute. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you paid for a lifetime fee. Yep, I saw that. Fractal model, never heard. We haven't had a single OB inch model. We have one here. Got a continuation here to the upside. Little OB continuation. I don't usually trade those personally, but I know some, or I know just at least one course member that did DM me. He only trades OB continuations, which nothing against it. I mean, if it works, it works. So you don't have to trade the same way I trade personally. That's up to you. Now I would say we are deep in discount. This is when gotta be careful with shorting. We go on the 4-hour. 4-hour demand, that demand zone is huge, okay? This is why I don't like to use the mark to 4-hour and 1 hours anymore. This is humongous. I mean, you can see this, Scott. This whole thing is a 4-hour demand. And you can see, like, if you just take it as a 4-hour itself here, and you would long here, and then like long. It's basically just not. It's just not good. QI is just too big. 1 hour looks much cleaner. You see this 1 hour? You see how much smaller it is? How much more refined it looks? Yeah, this 1 hour is way more cleaner. So if you want to take longs, you take the longs off this 1 hour PY. And you were taking a winner here with the longs. There's inversion here, aggressive stop loss if you want. Easy draw liquidity here, trend liquidity here on the left. You could have went for 2.6. Or if you go for the PY, like 4.3. Rigo said, once I get enough money, I'll definitely buy the strat for yours so I can match them, but I'll leave a review. Awesome. Appreciate it, brother. My strategy, can't expose too much of it. I mean, I've gone through some of it in my trade recaps. I have some strategy videos on my YouTube for free, but like the entire thing from A to Z, I only provided to the course members. What do you use for draw liquidity in London? Session, I'm trading in London, but it's super slow. Yeah, London is, I'm not gonna lie, worse than Asia for NQ or indices. Be surprised, but Asia low key moves nice. I'm not gonna lie. On ES it does move pretty trash, but NQ has been just fine. Like I've been printing during Asia on NQ. But I use the same draw liquidity I use for any other session. I keep my strategy the same throughout sessions. Don't change it. Check on ES. Yep, ES also tapped into high time frame demand, 30-minute, hourly. It's just a 1 hour sweep. Again, once we go very deep in premium, or sorry, discount, you got to be very careful with shorts. Like there's a long here off this liquidity sweep, but the even better longs we go even deeper in discount. You see right here, we have a 30-minute demand, and there's setups to the upside here. Now ES, I think it looks worse than NQ. Yeah, it looks way worse than NQ. There's a stop hunter ES here today. One stop hunter. That's all I see. There's another continuation here. That's about it. I mean, there's 2 winning trades. Going for the data low. I think the... Did it get... It might have gotten taken out before an ES. No. 11.17, it got taken out. 11.17. Oh, wow. Wait, what? Wow. So the data wick got taken way later on ES and NQ. NQ is way weaker. Took it out immediately. Almost 2 hours prior. You work 14 hours a day? Sheesh, my brother. Props to you. When I was working 9 to 5, I was working like 8 to 10. I didn't do 14 shifts, so props to you, man. But I don't really have any recommendations for London. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, you can still make money trading NQES or in London. It's just you're gonna make a little less. That's it, for the most part. But since you trade a different model, I would recommend you just do back testing. If the model looks fine, then no reason for me to tell you not to trade it. Truck driver, gotcha. Yeah, man. Truck driving hours ain't easy, but I know the pay is up there for truck drivers. I've seen some ads on the road. They pay pretty well. So, can't really complain. Slowly grind. Everyone works, learns at a different pace, slowly grind and get there. Don't gotta rush the process. You could try trading another asset during London is my advice. Find another asset to trade. I don't know if you're trading futures or Forex. Trading Forex, you could trade. Well, for futures, you can also trade Euro USD. It's just called something else. I think it's called 6E, if I'm not mistaken. I traded a little bit of it. But NQ is just better. Yeah, for sure, man. Look, having a job while learning day trading is honestly a blessing. There's some people that just don't have a job in general. So it's like, See, supply failed here. There's no entry model for supply either. No entry model. And we're, like I said, deep in discount. Oh, let me check Discord. Probably easier for me to reply. All right, bro. Have a good one, man. Safe travels. So we did an entire full-on 1 hour mitigation cycle. So at this point, I'm expecting us to go for the high now here. There's another high right there, but I'm just going for this next high here. Because we already have another high here as well. These 2 highs should be our draw liquidity for either tomorrow, Asia, the next few days. What's up, Pierre? How you doing? I remember you showed your back testing data. quite a while ago. You finally found some consistency. Let's go, man. You trading my system or combining it with yours or what? Haven't had a losing day in 2 months. That's big. You were studying my journal a lot and you focused on studying ES for the past 5 months? Hey, yes sir, bro. Glad to hear it, man. Glad that the journal is helping you. I think I made it free, right? I can't remember if I made the journal free or not, but I do remember it's in the description for the Discord. But I'm glad that it helped you find consistency. Been training ES? Yeah, I am a million% bullish here, guys. This is my draw on liquidity for the next few days. I'm going to be looking for longs. So that's my draw. NQ, this is my draw. Delete this. I gotta clear my drawings. I have too many. But this is my ultimate draw. Again, this is kind of looking a little too far in terms of there's so much more wiggle room of price action that could happen before we hit that draw. But what I'm trying to say is basically you can look for long setups. And we're slowly climbing up here right now. Leave a like on the stream if you guys are learning from today's stream. Try to do these streams maybe like once a week. Going ES. ES, I remember just high time frame wise was more bullish than Q. Like, there's no reason to look at all this is garbage, right? We're on a 30-minute high time frame. Just look at what's close nearby. Nearby ES, we're clearly going higher. And Q, it doesn't look as good going higher. But I think ES should help us deliver there. We'll see. Maybe we hit this. We're actually... You see how much weaker NQ is? When Q needs double the size of a move to reach the hot time draw compared to ES. So that's why if you're looking for longs, you would take it ideally in ES. There's an inversion here. There's an OB entry model there. I mean, there's multiple setups you could have taken, but I mean, this could run for 10R if you took longs already. I'm already done for a day. Could have traded on my personal, but on my fundeds, I'm done. Where did my screenshot go? Why does it keep flying everywhere? Yeah, I don't know why it keeps moving around. Yeah, psychology also plays a part in trading for sure. VWAP, I don't use VWAP. I don't use any indicators aside from the one I coded, just because I know what it does, and it's pretty accurate for how I trade. Take your trade close to the computer. That's literally the best way to do it. Thank you. Way weaker than ES. Look at ES. I personally would not be shorting this. Like I said, I do think ES is going to take this here. Currently streaming right now, and I do think ES should be able to take out this high time draw for those that just joined the stream. That is my draw. So we'll see if we get there. Opinion on Lucid, W firm. That's all I gotta say. That's all you gotta know. Whenever we trend like this, deliver like this, staircase, I always tell you guys, don't take reversals. You see staircase delivery, block flow, don't take reversals. It's not worth it. We'll see if we take it. I mean, we're halfway there already to the next high that I'm looking at on ES. We might not even take that draw. We might just take new extension high, which is fine. These both are draws you can look for. So if you're looking for trades, I'd say look for longs towards these 2 points here. David said, Pierre said, the way you trade is so accurate, it's crazy. Blew my mind. Thank you. I'm glad that you find consistency. I mean, no, I'm not gonna lie, bro. You might be doing better than me. No red day in 2 months is actually kind of crazy. I have my fair share of red days, but like I said, 80% of my green days are much bigger than my red. My red days usually are maybe like -2, -1, -3. But my green days can be like +10, +15. Like just the 2 trades alone from last like 18 RR, 17, sorry. This one called out to the Discord. This one you should have taken yourself. I'd say Lucid Flex is the best option for most people. If you're a very consistent trader, Pro can be better. But I don't like having to restrict yourself to a consistency rule just because it's going to force you to take setups and try to hit that consistency rule. So I don't see a ton of benefit in the Lucid Pro unless you're trying to get uncapped payouts or payout increases. With Flex, you can only take 2K each time. With Pro, you can take, I think, up to 3.5 per account. Don't quote me on that, though. I just remember I was able to take more than 2K per 50K account on Lucid Pros. Flex is also cheaper. I'd say go Flex. Again, if any of you guys have taken the course indicators and found them helpful, I'd appreciate it 1,000,000%. If you guys could leave a review on the WAP. Only takes like a few seconds. Or you can leave a review in the Discord server too. I have a testimonial channel. It's completely up to you. Trying to maintain my 5 stars, 4.9, with 22 positive reviews. Now let's keep it rolling. Again, there's a free Discord server, by the way, too, if you guys want to join. I have it in the chat somewhere. You've been trading pure on a personal account, or definitely go into props. I wish I had props when I started trading instead of losing my own money. ROI on props is just easy money. Trading a personal is harder for sure. Ignore all the people saying, "Oh, props are designed to make you fail," this and that, blah blah blah. The ROI there is like a 10x minimum. It's very difficult for you to fail if you don't, unless you don't know what you're doing or you're trading like an unprofitable strategy, or your mental is just cooked. It could be any of those reasons. But yeah, I do think we should go higher from here towards this high time and draw. But NQ is just so weak. So we'll see. Sometimes you don't even need to anticipate or predict price too far either, right? Like whether we go for this draw or not doesn't affect your trading. If you're trading down here, if you're trading down here, all you're doing is looking for longs and you would have already TP'd, or you're holding for this high. So unless you're holding for that high, the draw doesn't matter that much. Props, I mean, I wouldn't say trading props or personal is gonna help your psychology. Psychology is like kind of like its own thing. Both need good psychology to trade. Look at that, guys. What did I tell you? Telling you guys, man. Should be a run all this. This should be all ran. This PY, these PYs are likely not to hold. think we should go for that draw. Good momentum on ES. Yeah, for sure. Emotions, I'm telling you, even with a good strategy, trading won't work if your psychology's not on point. Because you don't stick to that strategy. You deviate from the edge. If you took this ES setup, you're up 6R. I think it's just a 30 minutes. Oh, let me fix my marking here. You could have refined it to the 15-minute. I would have just kept the 30-minute. 30 minutes, since this is one candle, it's just cleaner. There was a 5-minute too. You could have refined it to the 5-minute too. The 5-minute. We'll see. Like I said, I'll stay on stream for a bit more. See if this hits or not. But calling out price live. Telling you guys, I think we should be going for this high. We are booming. Usually in these situations, like if you're trying to get into a trade, usually OB continuations work better because price does no retracements, if you noticed. Like if we're doing barely any retracements, it's a lot harder for you to look for a stop hunter. And most times to enter these trades, if you're not in this initial long from either down here or there's a stop hunter here or this OB entry model here, like covering a stop hunter. If you're not taking, I mean, there's like 3 different ways you could enter this long here. All give good RR, but if you really wanted, if you really miss a trade, you would have to take something with an OB internal like this. I'm not gonna lie, the RR is crazy on this if it doesn't come back. 10R. And Q took out liquidity. You expect maybe a little bit of a retracement here. Like for example, here's another OB continuation there. I already get TP in like half a second. Like you guys see this? I'm like telling you guys this live that this happens. So you get entry right here. You're just going for next high, or just going for 1-to-1, so you TP'd. Like one right here, there's another one right here. Oh, I didn't even see this before, but there's a stop one right here as well if you wanted to take this. So there's plenty of ways you could have entered this trade. You guys want to learn how to literally predict price like this, like literally what I'm doing? I recommend you guys join the course while we still have the $100 off with code SAVE now. Like this is not me reacting to the market. This is just me predicting. Like I said, should be going for his high time control, man. Call this a break ago. Clash Royale. Are you in the Discord? I keep asking you this because I keep forgetting. I remember seeing your name pop up almost a year ago on my stream. I hope you became profitable by now. It's been quite a while. If so, great. If not, gotta start locking in. Also, y'all, if you have not voted in this poll, please do so. I'd appreciate it. Just a poll to see what type of content you guys want me to continue making on my channel. I do have some payout request videos I have saved up. I just haven't done any editing on them yet, so we'll do that. Again, also, I don't know, does account number matter on prop firms? You guys know for privacy reasons? Because if the account number doesn't matter, I don't have to edit my videos and blur them out. I also have to blur out my bank stuff or other PII, but the account number, I don't need to blur that out. Honestly, I hate having to blur it out every time. I have no clue if it matters or not. Everything is fully mitigated on the 5 minute. We just have this 1 minute. If we don't, ideally we break through this 1 minute here. If we break through, I think we should, no problem. Break through this 1 minute, we will go for a high time draw. This other PY is drawn by indicator, as you can see. That's why I find my indicator so helpful, because it automates majority of my analysis in my trading. Daily bias for direction, PY is drawn out. I only draw them out manually for the trade recaps, or if I'm posting something in the private chat for the course members to understand what's going on. Aside from that, should be good. Let's see. Yeah, NQ is way weaker. I'm expecting a major SMT, meaning NQ doesn't take out the high. ES does. Because if you just look at the higher time frame, ES is way more bullish. All right, so this is in reference to one of the members in my Discord. If you're gonna take an internal, when we have the staircase delivery where we have any pullbacks, you want to cast a trend, internal trend that is. If you're taking an internal OB continuation like this, there's two, technically three, but two main TPs you should be going for. Either going for next internal high, which is here. RR is not great, okay? This is more so scalping, if you like to scalp. Sometimes internal OB continuation to next internal high might give you actually 2 to 3 RR, so that would be fine. But if it's only a little RR, you want more. Don't go for more just because, okay? But point is either go for next internal high, or you go for the next PY. And when I say next PY, I don't mean the high time frame draw up here. I mean just the next PY. The next unmitigated PY is right here. So you go for that, 2.36, boom, you're out of the trade. If you want to go for the next other PY, you can go for this one, but I would just go for the next PY. So either 2.6 or you get about 1 RR. If you want to be ballsy about it, yes, you can go for the full high time draw, but don't be mad if price stops you out before taking out the high time draw, because price can easily do something like this. Do a stop hunter, and depending on where your stop loss is, it just varies a lot, to be honest. When we make that low or when we make that low, it could stop you out and then go into the high time draw. This has happened to me in the past, hence why when I take these internal OB continuations, I like to just, for the most part, honestly keep it towards the next PY and not for my full high time draw, because you can get another setup here and potentially go for the high time draw just fine and win, and have less risk because you already TP'd on the previous trade. You have some profit buffer. That makes sense. So that's another kind of situation where it's like you got to factor in capital preservation, or not capital preservation, capital management. Securing a win, even if it's 1 or 2R, helps you build a buffer for your next trade. Then holding for entire 6-8R, but potentially stop you out. Now, if you enter down here, it's a whole different story. If you enter down here, or this stop hunter, or even this stop hunter, while we're still in discount of this entire range here, it's a lot easier for you to hold for this high time and draw, because your entry is down here. Price is unlikely to come all the way back down here, unless it wants to do a mitigation cycle. It can, but with delivery like this, where we barely have any pullbacks and it's kind of like a staircase, we usually don't go back to 50%. Sometimes we do. It's all probabilities, but usually, general rule, we don't. We just slowly climb up. Like I said, slowly climb up. You never want to trade reversals. Never want to look for a PY and trade reversals unless you get maybe like an SMT, which, like I said, I think is going to happen. ES is way closer to the high than NQ. I'm thinking ES takes out this high, NQ mitigates some supply, and you can get a small trade back down. But that doesn't mean down to this low. It just means back down to 50%. But that's about it. You see, there's 2 internal OB continuities. This one and this one right here. These 2. How much R did this one give? Let's see. So 2 next PY, 2.3. 2.1. This other one you got like 2 to 3. So it's like 4 to 5 RR. Easy. It's just patience. Wait patiently, but also, of course, you got no direction. And you go in the hard time frame. It's clear as day we're bullish here on ES, and this should be the draw at some point. Now, this high time and draw, if you want to be more conservative, I just target new exception high. Sometimes we will just take out this high and not go for this extreme high. Just like how in this situation we took out this high, but whenever we took out this high, so we dumped a lot. But because we already took out liquidity here, I'm expecting this, if we really want to be bullish, to ultimately deliver just high time and draw. If we don't, we can take out this high, come back down, and take it again later. But ideally, of course, you want to take it out in one go. But we'll see what happens. NQ is holding ES back. It is more bearish. But that is a lot to remember. The main thing, like I said, is in this type of delivery for TPs, just go for the next PY. That's what I'd say. The next internal high is more so of a TP I use for stop hunters, because your RR can usually be 2 to 3 instead of maybe like 1 RR. Anyway, I hope some of y'all caught that. All these trades. There's another OB continuation right here. Off this. See if this wins or not. I mean, it's you're already taking 2 winners so far for like 5R. Oh, this already won. Boom, already hit the next internal high right there. Look. That's 3 winners here. 1, 2, 3. All going towards my draw and liquidity. Trading really is pretty easy. Whenever you see this price delivery, stop trying to counter. You're just going to get killed. If you're trying to counter, you're probably taking... Well, there's an entry here. There's an entry here. You probably lose this. Just, in general, not a good idea. So there's 2R, 2R. All you're doing is targeting the next PY. 2R, 2R. This one, if you want to target the next PY, you go for this, 3R. So that's 7R. This hits. What's up, Envy Me? How's it going, man? Haven't talked to you in a while. How's everything going? And if this loses here, this would be a good example when it comes to like why targeting next internal highs higher probability, because we have some trend line liquidity here. Like we can get like a stop hunter, take out a few lows, and then go higher. That's why, like I said, targeting next PY is lower probability. It's even lower probability the higher we go. Think about premium discount. Everyone wants to sell at a higher price. The higher up we go, the more premium the PY is, the more likely shorts will play out. Unless we are in a very trending market, then price can just do small retracements like this and continue lower. But if we're not in a if we're not in a trending market like this, or there's probably even better examples like this, then think how big this range is, right? Everything's solid, bro. Keep killing the markets, man. Good, man. Yeah, keep me updated with their payout status and stuff. Last time we checked in, you were doing super well in your back testing. It was like 65% win rate, 3RR. And your live trading was like perfectly fine. But we'll see if this wins or not here. 3R. If it doesn't, you can look for a stop hunter. I'd probably use this low. You can use this low too, but two lows, and we have a PY right here. It'll probably just come back and mitigate this, go higher. And at that point, you could probably take a what? 5-6 trade, almost 6. Did I delete this, bro? Hold on. Looking like balls on my chart. Alright, there we go. But these are conditions, or not conditions. I don't like calling this conditions. This is price action delivery when I love trading continuations. These internal OB continuations. Because price is barely doing any pullbacks, it hits TPs. It doesn't hit TP fast, but it's reliable of hitting TPs, if that makes sense. It's not choppy, that's for sure, right? This is like one directional price action. This is not one directional price action. You know, we have pretty major pullbacks of 50% almost every time. This, barely any pullbacks. How price delivers is how you should be trading. Keep that in mind. I'm really dropping you guys free sauce here. If you want the rest of the sauce, you can try out the course. If you want the course, here's the link. You guys want more live streams like these, maybe weekly, once a week, leave a like on the stream, show some support, and vote in the poll as well. Send out a poll as well. It seems like 20% people want payout videos, 68% want trade recaps. People find those very helpful, so I'll continue to do those. Some people want card talk videos, and barely anyone wants day in the life vlogs, which makes sense. You guys are here for educational content, not entertainment. I'll mark these, send them to the Discord. And I'm show you guys basically all the steps I was talking about today. Going over them. Like, this is not hard, guys. It's really not. And this is the main setup if you want to take the full main setup. Going for the full high time and draw. I probably wouldn't have done aggressive stop loss. The only reason why you could have is because this internal sweep here. This sweep right here, you could have done an aggressive stop loss. So you could have gone 10R. I'm putting +3. I think this will hit, to be honest, but we'll see. We are making some trend liquidity. It might get ran, but with this type of price delivery, it lowers the odds of a stop on occurring. But like I said, higher we go, more likely we reverse. So the best, like OB intercontinuations or stop hunters, is down here. Second best time is here, of course, and higher we go. It becomes lower probability. How y'all doing though outside the charts, man? Number one rule that I wish someone told me when I was still unprofitable was self-care. You got to take care of everything else in your life first before you take care of trading. If you do the opposite, trust me, your psychology, your emotions will suffer on the charts, and it's actually gonna push you further away from profitability than closer. Trust me on this. Take care of everything else in your life first. Don't make trading first. It's just gonna mess up your psychology. If you can take care of everything else, keep your life the way it is, add in trading as a secondary thing, your trading is going to be so much better. Because trading is not negatively impacting your life. If that makes sense. But if you put trading first above everything else, and the rest of your life suffers because of it, you can see how, from an emotional psychology standpoint, that's not good. Should be requesting a max payout soon. And I need 2 more green days on Tradeify. Tradeify Fundeds. Request a max payout. So looking forward to that. And should be able to request a payout soon on TPTs. Just need a few more days. Let's see if we get a stop under here. This would be like a stop hunter that I would take, by the way. Check on NQ. See what it do. Again, when we have stacked lows like these, it's better to kind of wait for a second low. I'm not live on Lucid yet, but people on TikTok have been telling me that they'll probably move me soon. Lucid's live is better though than other firms, but there is a 4-week cooldown situation, which is pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm telling you guys, these firms are temporary. You make your first 6 figures plus on these prop firms, and you start getting moved to live on everything, bro. Got moved to live on Top Step. I got moved to live on Apex. Like, you guys saw me get moved to live on Apex too. Like, after I quested, what was it? 26 payouts? 26-ish? Got moved to live. And I've been put on pause, so it's kind of like almost like a soft ban in a sense. I haven't been able to trade on my Apex at all for like the past, it's been almost 2 months. That's why I'm telling you guys, you need a personal account. Once you rinse these prop firms, you need a personal account. You can't just rely on prop firms to just make you money. This is if you want to make more. All right. With prop firms, even with getting moved to live, unless you're like my situation with Apex where I can't trade my live account right now, don't know what's going on with them, you can still make 10K months with ease. 10K months should be easy with prop firms, even if you get moved to live. It's usually like at the 50K mark, I'd say, is when it's much harder with live accounts, and you need a personal. But start slow. You don't have to rush the process. I'd rather see consistency from my students than just one big payout. Boom. There we go. We have a nice stop hunter on NQ, a nice stop hunter on ES. So we got 2 sets of lows, like I said. There's a low right here, and there's a low right here. I probably wouldn't even consider this first low here. It's just such a tiny low. Probably consider mainly this low as the first one. This is the second one because there's a PY right here below that we could potentially do something like this and go for. So we'll see what happens here. Like I said, this is why it's riskier going for PY. I guess if you went for next high on the left here, could have TP 1.6, but we'll see what happens here. We are late in the day, but I mean, we had some solid momentum here. Well, not momentum, just solid price action where it just slowly climbs. I don't think we will get like a full-on reversal back to 50%. But if we do, you can look for longs down here. Down here. So yeah, don't think like you could make 250K from Apex, because that's like the most you can make before they shut down your PA accounts in one cycle. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll know later when you experience it. But once you pass 250K, they close everything and you have to restart. So don't think you can just like go trade with one firm and hit like 6-figure months. It's not going to be long term. You might get a few months like that and you'll be done. Done as in you either get moved to live or they ban you. And I've been banned at a firm before too, like a permanent ban. So just something you got to keep in the back of your mind. Again, anyone take the stop hunter? Anyone in the chat? Like I told y'all. Stop hunter right here. We got 2 sets of lows. Better go for it. We'll delete this. I think this is going to play out. NQ basically TP'd, yep. No SMT. I think ES should follow through. ES is stronger. It should actually take out that high first, but whatever. I mean, once you simplify trading like this, you can see how easy this is. 2 winners. This is about to be another 3rd winner. If you miss this winner, just stop winner here already. Usually I don't TP because of SMT like this internally. It's usually more so external SMTs where I might TP manually. It just depends if you want a higher win rate or not. If you want the highest possible win rate, anytime you see SMT, just TP. That's it. End of story. Nothing else for you to analyze. Don't overthink it. Just TP. Telling you guys, man, once you make it in trading, bro, you control your entire life. Like today's session was super short for me. It was just this one setup, 30 minutes, and I was done. I don't know how to sit here for 30 minutes. It's set and forget. I don't really go to break even anymore for my trades either. It's just TP or stop loss. Sometimes I will go break even, but very rare situations. Like if we have red folder news and my trade is like I just entered my trade a few minutes ago, probably a good idea to go to break even. But if it's far from price, let it run. Boom, there we go. Too easy. Way too easy, bro. There's a stop hunter. Told you guys. Could have entered here. Our next internal high. Get 2R. Boom. Now, if you're still in this trade before, you can't take the stop hunter, but you get the point. We should be able to easily go for this next PY here. Like I said, I still think we should go for the high time withdrawal. If you don't want to be ballsy, go for a New York session high. If you're someone that, another piece of advice, if you're someone that like tilts pretty easily, I would never recommend you go for big TPs. Always go for conservative TPs who are very conservative, because you're gonna get mad if you have to get a re-entry, and re-entries are rough. They're hard for trading. You usually getting at a worse price point usually for re-entries. So well, if you use your first payout to get max allocation out of firm, would you get forced to live quicker or hard to say? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. Everyone gets moved to live at different payout amounts. Like I knew someone that got banned from Apex after just 10K in payouts. So I don't know how they do it. I think there's no strategy per se. Just trade. Make your money, and if they ban you or move you to live, it is what it is. Move to live, you can still make money, it's just a lot less. They try to promote it, saying it's all a good thing, but trust me, bro, no, it's not. I don't know why everyone thinks or believes it. They're trying to sugarcoat it, man. And the only reason why you don't hear many influencers say this or talk down about live programs, they all talk mostly good about live programs, is because they're affiliates, bro. Your favorite guru is an affiliate with these prop firms. I'm personally not a direct affiliate with any prop firm. I make money trading prop firms myself. And if they ban me, they ban me. I don't need to rely on prop firms to make a living. It's a huge difference between what I can say and what others can say because they're affiliates. So I got no clue. Just trade how you normally trade. And the reason why is because they're gonna ban you based or move you to live. It just depends on the liquidity at the moment. Look at what happened to Alpha Futures. I bet you're probably able to get like 40, 50K in payouts before with Alpha Futures. Now with the current situation with the premium accounts on their other account types, you probably maybe, I don't know, get a lot less than 40K, 50K approved. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna end the stream here. Because price is slowing down a lot. I'll keep you all updated in Discord. Y'all can keep me updated in Discord server if we ever do hit the high time and draw. If you're in the longs from all the way down here, I would honestly say it's up to you. I mean, we're slowing down a lot in price. It's not a bad thing per se because I don't think we'll have a reversal. But we have like 1 hour, 2 hours of more closure. So no one has any other questions. I can just let this run too, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Let's look at NQ real quick. Yeah, NQ not doing too much either. Let me delete this. Student testimonial. Payouts. I'll make a whole video today and later dropping trade recap on this trade here for you guys. But yeah. See if this hits or not. I think here you have two choices. I think it's. Let me check my Discord. But this is exactly what I'm talking about, right? The higher up we go in premium, the less likely the stop hunters and internal view continuations will work. Just think about it. Everyone's trying to sell high. We also hit this supply right here on NQ. So we mitigate the supply perfectly, as you can see, to a tick. So this itself caused ES to dump. Now, I don't think it's going to be a major dump. I do think we should be going higher from here. We have this PY here. If this PY here does not hold, again, the only way you can really enter this, I'm going to be honest, is probably a limit order. Because the range is so small. If that PY doesn't hold, go to the 5 minute, just mark out your entire range. This is your 50%. And you're looking for, let me fix this. You're looking for basically a trade in discount. Either this PY or this PY. These down PYs are likely to not even get hit in the first place. So it's either this holds or these hold here to go higher. Now, like I said, the only anti-confluence to set up here going long in general is that NQ is weak. Okay, it's weak. And that could bring ES down. So this trade here, we not hit the next PY. We mitigated the fair value gap, which, like I said, I don't trade, but we hit the fair value gap here, went lower. And if you went to the next high, it would be about 2R. So you get 2R, 2R, 2R. You're still in this major long from all the way down here. I would still hold, but like I said, you only have about an hour before market closure, so something you want to be careful. Like usually when it comes to like deciding to hold or not hold, you have to either TP ahead of time when it's going up, or just hold when it's going down. If you're selling now when it's going down against you, you lost, or you basically left a lot of profit that you had before. Like imagine you're floating 8R, and now if you sell now, it's going down. You're selling at 5R, so you lost 3R and realized P&L or unrealized P&L. And like I said, here we could reverse back up from here, because if you go to the 5 minute, this is a 5 minute stop hunter into a 5 minute PY. Not in discount though. This is not in discount. The only reason why there's still potential reversal area is because we have liquidity here. Now this is not great liquidity, of course, but these are stacked lows. You can treat them kind of like trendline liquidity. So like I said, if that doesn't work, you're anticipating these PYs to hold to go higher. See, 50% level on NQ would be here. So we're already down here. Well, let me fix this drawing. There we go. So let's say you take these winners here. Let me see. There's a stop hunter here with this OB mitigation. I think we missed it. So you would take a -1 here, and then if this fails here, you take a -1 here. So you'd be basically taking 2, 4, 6, 6, 5, 4. So you'd be still off 4 risk reward, which is more than enough for a single day. This is kind of the reason why a lot of people lose, and it's because everyone's trying to take the first trades. So for example, let me see if I find an example. Everyone's trying to trade this short, and then when they see price going much higher, they start flipping bias long. But just when you flip bias long, they start losing because we're now deep in premium. So if you're trying to go long, you need to be able to take them early. That makes sense. Again, the only time where you would take these PYs is if we're trending heavy. It's a clear trend. Still holding this PY here. Right here. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we can get an entry model. If we don't get an entry model and just dubs through, then I think we'll probably see these PYs here. Like I said, NQ is holding ES back today. You switch time frames. Maybe there's a fresh PY that got hit. Because 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, you can see all fully mitigated. 5 minutes fully mitigated. I think even there should be nothing on 4 hour. Yeah, there should be nothing on the 4 hour. 1 hour, nothing. So everything's fully mitigated on every time frame. Let's check. These are weird time frames. I don't ever use 2 minute, but let's see if there's something. Fair value gap, 3 minute. Okay, there's probably. Wow, there's a 4 minute. So I don't ever use these time frames, like I said, but that's kind of crazy now. Hit the 4 minute to the tick. Maybe I'll start doing some testing on these weird time frames. On where times where I think it's a random reversal, but it's not because it's on a weird time frame. But the reason why I stick to 1.5 is just because they're easier. A lot of people use them, and I don't want to complicate it and add too many time frames. You know what I mean? We already have more than enough time frames here. Okay, you ignore 15 and 30 seconds. I only use these if I really need divine entry. But other than that, I stick to 1, 5, 15, 30, 1 hour, 4 hour daily. For our daily, I barely ever touch myself. I'd say it's usually 1, 2, 3, 4. These 5 time frames I use. Like I said, we can get an entry model, inverse this. I think we can get some nice upside here. These are in good spots. There's no entry model there. In terms of internal sweeps, this one POI, we have one entry model here. So this would be your internal sweep here. No entry model here. So you can even consider it just being price holding this supply here. But if you were to take the downside, to be honest, the only entry model I see to the downside is this IFG, I'm an indicator marked out here. Your entry would be here, trying short. And then if you want to run this trend line liquidity, low trend line liquidity, you can. Something like this. But this is like a short I probably wouldn't take myself personally, so I would have missed the short. So I would have taken these winners and then taken 2 L's going long, which is okay. And then another pro tip, if you're looking for PYs, try to find singular PYs if you can. Something like this, where it's a lot cleaner. Instead of having to decide or pick, oh, there's like 6 different PYs, which one do I use? There's a 1 hour here on this line. There's a 1 minute there, 5 minute right there on alignment. Since we didn't get an entry model in this PY, this is still valid in a sense to take longs. It just depends on if we inverse this or not. We did not inverse this. We did not create an OBH model, so there's no entry to the upside. There's your entry model to the upside right here. Again, we are not in the whole range discount. Okay. The reason why I would potentially take a long still here is just because we have all this price action here that can be used as liquidity. I'm going to count this trade towards today's live stream results here. It's long. Take it if you want. Again, completely up to you. We have OB and IFG. Target, at this point in time, because it's still late in the day, I just target next high here. Instead of targeting this high time and draw. All right, count this trade towards today's live stream results. Win or loss, still up for today. We're in a 30-minute fair value gap. 1 hour never got mitigated. We just took out a 15-minute high. Let's see if this work plays out or not. I probably would just count this as the last trade just because of time purposes. By the time, like, whether this wins or fails, will probably be very close to market closure. And I doubt market closure is going to give you this big of a move. After all this, whatever happens here, see if there's a maybe cleaner PY we could have refined this trade to. If I say probably not. This is 30-minute right below, but like I said, this looks pretty clean. If this trade takes too long, we'll just update it later in Discord. Because I don't want the stream to be too long. I know I've done like 7-hour streams before, but quite a lot, ain't gonna lie. NQ, let's see which PY should I use on Q. 30-minute. No, 1 hour. This is just 30-minute here. Let's see, 5-minute. Yeah, it was basically just as 30. And there's a PY right here. We'll see. If we come back, this retracement's okay. If we come back to mitigate this, I expect us to move quick. I'll give this like few more candles, honestly. If we don't really mitigate this or move much from here, I'll just end the stream here and update you guys in Discord. Like, yeah, let's say you're a trader that was very selective on your trades, right? You're a selective trader. You take all these. These are fine, like I said. But the higher up we go, even if we don't hit a new PY or whatever, higher up we go in general, shorts are at some point going to wipe out these longs. Why? Because the market needs to build liquidity. You always got to remember that. Liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. There can't be winners without losers. Once we wipe these boys out, then you can look for selective longs. I'm going to go on mute here and we'll see if this plays out or not. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it here. Price is taking way too long. I'll just update you guys in Discord, or you guys update me if you are taking the setup here. Like I said, I think it's not that bad of a setup. Better will also be deeper in discount. But anyway, ending here, guys. Hope you guys do enjoy today's stream. If you guys got any questions, let me know down below, or join the free Discord server. We talk in there. And I'll see you guys in the next stream. Peace. Again, if you want to join, you can join up in the free Discord. If you want to learn from me, click the link in my bio. Go to centraltradersuniversity.com, and I'll see y'all in there. Peace.